Today, we're diving into 5 must-watch music documentaries that you can stream right now on PBS Passport and the PBS app. From legendary artists to groundbreaking performances, these films celebrate the power of music and the stories behind it. So let's hit play on some incredible documentaries. Hip-hop isn't just music, it's a revolution. And if you want to truly understand how it changed the world, there's one series you absolutely need to watch. Fight the Power: How Hip-Hop Changed the World on PBS Passport. This groundbreaking documentary series isn't just about hip-hop beats or rhymes. It's a deep dive into the cultural force that challenged society, confronted injustice, and gave voice to generations who refused to be silenced. Executive produced and hosted by Chuck D, frontman of the legendary group Public Enemy, Fight the Power connects the dots from the streets of the Bronx to the global stages, highlighting the artists who weren't just entertainers, but activists and visionaries. You'll see firsthand stories from icons like KRS-One, Ice Cube, and MC Lyte, who broke barriers and transformed music into a movement. One story that deeply resonated with me comes from the public school systems of New York City, especially in the Bronx during the 1970s. At that time, schools didn't have enough money to provide instruments for students. Rather than giving up, these kids went home and made music with whatever they had around, record players and turntables. They turned limitations into innovation, sparking entirely new sounds. It's an inspiring reminder that creativity thrives, even perhaps especially when resources are scarce. And one thing you certainly can't deny is the global influence of hip-hop today. And this series really captures the visuals and narratives demonstrating hip-hop's widespread international impact, revealing its ongoing role in global activism and social change. So if you're looking to understand the power of music as a catalyst for change, this is the series you can't afford to miss. To fully appreciate hip-hop, you need to know that it rose from this next genre of music that is explored in the documentary series Disco: Soundtrack of a Revolution. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Disco? Wasn't that just a flashy, glittery party era with platform shoes and mirror balls? Well, perhaps on the surface. This doc goes way beyond the dance floor and breaks down how disco was a cultural movement, one that shook up music, race, LGBTQ+ rights, and even politics. First off, this film nails the storytelling. It connects the rise of disco to marginalized communities, Black, Latin, and the LGBTQ+ community, all who turned clubs into safe havens when the world outside wasn't so welcoming to them. The documentary also explores how disco's infectious beats, called Four on the Floor, created by Philadelphia drummer Earl Young, transformed music forever. Like, no disco, no house music, no EDM, no Beyonce's Renaissance. Think about that for a second. And if you really want to deep dive, check out PBS Digital's Soundfield episode, How This Drum Beat Changed Dance Music Forever. I will put a link in the description below. Now, let's talk about the backlash. Remember the whole disco sucks movement? Turns out, it wasn't just about music. It had a lot to do with race and homophobia. Disco: Soundtrack of a Revolution breaks this down in a way that's both eye-opening and frustrating. Now, on top of all that, this documentary is just fun to watch. The soundtrack is fire. We're talking Donna Summer, Chic, Sylvester, and all the greats. It's packed with rare footage, interviews with legendary artists, and even some wild club stories. All right, folks, if you think country music is just about trucks, beer, and heartbreak, well, yeah, sometimes it is. But Ken Burns' country music proves it's so much more than that. This documentary is an absolute deep dive into the soul of American music. And if you haven't watched it yet, you're missing out on one of the best music documentaries ever made. This is an 8-part series. Yes, 8 parts, but don't let that scare you. Every episode is packed with an incredible story, rare footage, and interviews with legends like Dolly Parton, Willie Nelson, and even more modern artists like Casey Musgraves and Rhiannon Giddens. Burns does what Burns does best. He makes history feel alive. You get to see how country music wasn't just about music. It was about America changing, evolving, and finding its voice. It's storytelling at its finest, both the film and the music it covers. One of my favorite parts? The deep dive into Hank Williams. How this guy, in such a short life, basically shaped what country music is. Then there's Johnny Cash's story, which, let's be real, is always compelling. And the way the film covers race and country music, fascinating. The influence of Black musicians on what we think of as classic country is something more people need to talk about. At the end of the day, well, 8 days. Country music, at its core, is fundamentally a uniquely American storytelling device, a tradition deeply rooted in the intimate sharing of experiences, emotions, and reflections of everyday life. The genre's strength lies in its authenticity and clarity, allowing listeners to connect with the story being told as if it were their own. If you're already a country music fan, this is a no-brainer. But even if you don't think you like country music, this might change your mind. If you love music history, storytelling, or just great documentaries, this is for you. I don't think there is any genre of music that has a more creative cast of characters than funk music. And whenever I need a good smile, I crank up Parliament and try not to dance along with George Clinton and Bootsy Collins. Seriously, it's impossible not to dance. Anyway, We Want the Funk is an immersive celebration of funk music and culture that surrounds it. From the very first beat, the show pulls you into a world where rhythm and creativity collide. It's a deep dive into the heartbeat of funk, exploring its roots, evolution, and how it continues to influence everything from modern beats to everyday street art. What really stands out to me is how the show balances raw historical insight with artistic flair. The interviews with musicians, dancers, and cultural icons feel genuine and unfiltered. You can almost feel the pulse of every performance, every story that's shared. It's not just about the music, it's about a way of life. The passion behind every story makes you appreciate just how powerful and transformative art can be. The visuals are just as captivating as the stories themselves. Expect colorful, high-energy scenes that mirror the soul of funk music. It's like watching art in motion. Every frame is carefully composed, drawing you into the culture and making you want to get up and dance. The creative direction really does justice to the music, highlighting both its rebellious spirit and its undeniable charm. Whether you're a lifelong funk aficionado or someone who's just curious about the roots of modern music, We Want the Funk is a must-watch. It's informative yet fun, a perfect blend of history, art, and pure energy. And trust me, you'll find yourself dancing along long after the credits roll. Next, I have something that might have flown under your radar, but absolutely shouldn't have. I'm talking about Tradewinds, a stunning short documentary from PBS's 2024 short documentary film series. What's Tradewinds all about? It's a beautifully crafted short film that explores the life of Chamorro jazz pianist Patrick Palomo. It's got that signature PBS storytelling. It's rich, immersive, and deeply human. And here's the kicker. It does all of this in just 23 minutes. No fluff, no filler, just pure cinematic storytelling that sticks with you long after the credits roll. First off, the cinematography is stunning. Every frame feels intentional, like a painting in motion. The way they capture light, texture, and movement of Patrick on the piano, it's just mesmerizing. And what I found unique was the amount of handheld camera work in the film. It really feels like I was sneaking into a jazz sound check. Then there's the sound design. I love it when a documentary pays attention to how it sounds, not just how it looks. The ambient audio, whether it's crashing waves, bustling streets, or quiet moments of reflection, pulls you right into the story. But beyond the technique, Tradewinds, at its core, is really about the art form of jazz, specifically Chamorro jazz, and how this art form that started out in mainland America found a home in Guam. When I think of Guam, I've never really thought about jazz, but I certainly will from this moment forward. If you're someone who loves docs that blend art and culture, or you just need a quick but calming watch to break up your day, go check out Tradewinds. It's free to watch on PBS's short documentary film series. You literally have no excuse. And that's a wrap. If you love incredible documentaries and top-tier storytelling, there's no better place to find them than PBS. By becoming a member of your local PBS station, you'll get access to hours of educational programming, fascinating history, and award-winning series, all available on PBS Passport and the PBS Video app. So why wait? Support public television, unlock amazing content, and keep learning. And hey, don't forget to subscribe to streamers like you for more recommendations on the best PBS has to offer. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.